Welcome to the Eisenstein Effect. I'm your host, Vickie Eisenstein, and this is my guest,
Robyn Lynne Norris.
Robyn is an amazing performer, and she's actually written and created a show that is running here in Hollywood right now called UNDATEABLE.
Yeah.
And it has would you call it a spin-off?
It has a spin-off. I love that. No
spin-off.
one's ever said that before, but that's exactly what it is.
It has a spin-off now in the second city in Chicago called #DateMe.
Yes.
#DateMe. That was a little bit, date me?
Date me?
Which, is that kind of like the premise of the show? Like,
Kind
can
of,
you date
yeah.
me?
Kind of, yes.
Okay, cool. So,
Yeah.
are you originally from LA?
No. I've been here about 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you're a transplant as well. Awesome. Where you originally hail from?
Originally Indiana, and then I was in Chicago for a long time.
Okay, gotcha.
And, yeah. Then I was in Vegas for a minute, and now I'm here.
Ooh, what'd you do in Vegas?
I did Second City in Vegas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, do they have like a stage there?
They did.
Really?
I closed it down.
Oh, they were like, we cannot top Robyn.
No, I think it was Robyn killed our show.
No.
No, I'm joking.
Okay.
No, but I was in the last cast.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
It was fun, yeah.
That's awesome. So did you do did you do touring teams as well, or?
Yeah, I did. I was Second City Green Co. back in
Okay.
the day, yeah.
How did you discover improv and comedy?
Oh, that was just through high school. Should I look there?
You can look at me, you can
do
look at
whatever.
the camera, you can do
All
whatever
right,
you
cool.
want. You could like turn your head if
I
you
love
wanted.
this.
I mean, this is our show.
Cool. I love it. I discovered it in Indiana. I was very shy in school. But I was always into theater and all of that, and very into Saturday Night Live. Just was obsessed with like the old school, like Gilda Radner and Dana Carvey was my crush, which is silly because most people were like little cute boys like Michael J. Fox, and I was like, I love Dana Carvey.
No, that's great. I love that.
Yeah, so I loved it, and then I got to college. I was a theater major, and they had an improv group, and one day I was backstage because you have to do all the things in theater, so I was doing tech for a show, and one of the upperclassmen was like, you should audition for this, and I was like, what is it? And then I did it, and I got laughs, and I was like, oh, this is awesome. I like this. And so then I found out about like Second City and all of that, so it kind of became my passion. So right after college I moved to Chicago and just immersed myself.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was fun.
Okay. Awesome. So did you go through like the conservatory program?
First thing I auditioned, I walked through a snowstorm to get there.
Really?
Yeah, they had like a terrible snowstorm the year I moved to Chicago.
Oh my gosh.
But I was like, I will audition for Second City Conservatory. Yeah, it was so silly. You had to back then you had to go check on a door to see if your name was listed. I don't know if they do that. It was pre smartphones and internet.
Stories you can share from your time at Second City.
From Second City? Yeah. That's always such a hard question. Everything was pretty fun. So I don't know that I have a specific this will blow your socks off story.
Oh, it doesn't have to be. You can just tell me, how did you pack your socks when you traveled?
Good question. Just kind of roll them up, throw them in. I was very last minute packer.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah, you get to, especially touring, you're just you're home for a couple days and then you're like, I'll put it off to the last second. Sometimes I'd even just be like, I'm going to wake up and do it and then forget things. And
that's understandable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So how did the transition to LA work?
Oh gosh, just so seamlessly. So no, it was tough a little bit. It's a different city, but I knew I wanted to be here. I felt like when Vegas closed, I got to do some of the Second City ships and do some stuff, but I knew I wanted to end up here, and I just you kind of want to do everything like you did in Chicago. So you want to be like, I'm going to do 10 shows a week and this and this. And so I did that for a while, and it was fun, but also it's just a different vibe out here. And then I started to slowly adjust and meet new people and kind of figure out okay, I need to do some other things than just doing improv every night. So it was an adjustment, but I feel...
By other things, do you mean sketch?
Yeah, I spent a lot of time just doing shows and then drinking at the bar, and I was like, this was awesome. But then I was like, I need to take some nights and write and do things. So it was kind of figuring out how it all works, but still having fun and doing shows, but not doing as many shows as you're used to. That's kind of a weird learning thing. And the theaters are different out here, but I found it was so lucky to have Second City Hollywood and to have West Side Comedy Theater. Like those guys I started out in Chicago with, so it was kind of this nice like,
okay,
you know, LA's so spread out and you don't bump into people very regularly, but then in the comedy world you do get to
it's
see.
Small. How did you come about like creating your show, the Undateable and the #DateMe?
Yeah, that was kind of crazy. It was totally by accident. The idea was by accident. My friend Lori Roggenkamp, hi. We were on an IO team together, and she called me one day and just asked for advice. She had set up an OkCupid account, and I was like, oh, sure. I mean, she wanted to see if she put anything weird on it. It's like, I don't have an online dating account because I've never done it, Lori. So I was kind of being snobby, but then I was like, I'll look at yours, but you have to have an account to look at accounts.
Yeah.
So I like took 5 minutes and made this crazy cat lady that's just like, I love kitties! And like all she talks about is kitties.
Nice.
Which I thought was hilarious and kind of adorable, but also a little undateable, like of a
well, it's like one of those satire accounts.
Yeah, exactly. And I forgot about it. You know, I looked at Lori's account, forgot about it, and then 3 days later was out to dinner with her and a couple other girlfriends, and I logged back in and I was like, oh my god, there's like hundreds of messages to this cat lady.
Really?
And they were all like really funny. I mean, some were disgusting, but a lot of them were really funny. Like guys took the time to like grammatically write paragraphs in meows and purrs and things like that. And
that's
like,
amazing.
What is this? This is amazing. And we were like just crying, laughing. And then it kind of hit me, you know, like, okay, I'm single and this cat lady's more popular online than I am in real life. That seems not fair. What's going on? So then I was like, what is this world of online dating? Like, is anybody undateable, or is it just kind of this free-for-all? And then my friend Bob Ladwig and I, we were working on some stuff together, and so I told him the idea, and then we decided to like do an experiment. So we gathered like 6 people total of our friends, and we did a photo shoot, and we made 38 of the most undateable characters we could think of, personality-wise, not looks-wise. And then we posted them in the top 10 cities for online dating, and then kind of tracked the results. So we didn't really know what we were going to do. We didn't know it was going to be the show that it is, or that it was going to even be this thing. We just were curious. And it was very interesting. We set up rules because we didn't want to be mean, you know, because it's a little catfishy. So we were like, we're not going to like reach out to people and try to pull them in, and they have to be like into our characters, and we'll make sure we're not going to lead them on and stuff. But it was just amazing, like the responses we got and the types of people that we interacted with. So
did those people end up going on dates with them?
No, that was one of our rules. Like, we're not going to go on dates. We didn't want to be like get to that point where, you know, we just were curious.
You were like an online persona there.
Yeah, we were like, what is a characteristic that people are drawn to online? We actually found that people really liked our characters, because I think a lot of people can be kind of playing it safe online in their profiles, and ours were so one note, just so over the top. Like this smoker lady who's just like, I smoke, deal with it, and like Bob's main character is called Marry Me Now Stat, so his whole thing is just like, I want to get married now, you know. We're like, will women be into that? I don't know. So
were they?
Yeah, some. He got a little bit of responses. Usually guys got hardly any responses.
Yeah. Well, women are kind of waiting on the online dating thing for the volleys to come to them.
Exactly. So that's how it started. And then we turned it into a show, and then it's been going for 2.5 years now, which is crazy. We thought it was going to be 3 months.
That's awesome. It keeps getting extended?
And then Second City, Chicago, some people saw it, some producers, Diane Alexander and some other people. And so we started building it to our spin-off, which is a 2-act, more like a narrative journey. It's almost like more like a play. And we have a 1-act here. And we got permission from OkCupid, which was key.
That's awesome.
Very lucky. Never been so nervous in my life when they came to the show.
Yeah, because I could kill it.
Yep.
Yeah. And then you have to find were you thinking, oh, we'll have to find a whole nother service to use?
Oh, yeah. It was kind of like, wow. And the amount of work to do the show was so detailed. Like, we're very, in the show, it's real people's dialogue and our fake characters. So we don't...
Oh, so you're actually using what you got?
Yeah. We don't, like... Well, there's an improv section, but it's a scripted show. And we want it to be, like... treat everybody with integrity, so we're very like these are exactly what people said, we're not changing the lines. So it's that would have killed the show if they were like, we don't approve. I think we handled it nicely. I think.
How does that work? Do you just like call up OkCupid or the legal department? I don't know.
We were very fortunate. One of the producers at Second City knew one of the co-founders.
Okay, that's nice.
He was a fan of Second City and
perfect.
Flew out to see the show, and it was very nerve-wracking though.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see. So you're doing these shows. Are you in them? Are you performing in them?
Yes.
Okay.
Right now.
Right now. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. I'm in Undateable, but I've been out most of the year because I've been doing Date Me in Chicago. Yeah.
So when you're going back to Chicago?
Yeah, we have another run, our 5th extension, which is kind of crazy. October 15th through November 14th.
Gotcha. Yeah. It's just that's a small chunk of time though too, that you're constantly like, is this gonna go on?
I know it is every time. It's like, hey, is this the end or we keep going?
I don't know. Sure. So you're doing that. Are you doing other shows right now? Or?
I don't really have time to right now.
I can imagine.
But when I'm in LA, I do Mission Improbable at Westside.
So tell me about like your hobbies and like what you're into.
Do you want to know, Vickie? No, I'm just kidding. No, yeah.
I'm interviewing you.
No,
I thought I'd ask about you.
No,
but
I think it's so.
We can talk about Syria if you want.
No. I get uncomfortable talking about myself.
Oh, no, I'm here to give you comfort.
Thanks. You are comforting. That's nice. I'll tell you. The reason I said that is because I get embarrassed because I have kind of a weird hobby.
What's your weird hobby?
It's I haven't done it for a couple months, but I enter online sweepstakes and I win stuff.
That's an awesome hobby.
It's very weird. It's very like this underground thing that I've always been like.
Wait, are you like the person who clicks on the like, Obama says that you should get a mortgage?
No, I have a whole system. There's a whole world. They call them contesters or sweepstakes people, of underground people who just enter sweepstakes. Because it's all like, there's so many of them, and with the internet, you can just, there are dedicated sites that post all the new ones. You can do like dailies, monthlies, instant wins.
That's so funny.
And I have a whole alternate life. I really do. I have a different Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, because...
Oh yeah, because you have to give all that info to the contest.
Give it, and like my friends would be so annoyed if I was tweeting like, win these...
and you have to put that out there
win these diapers. Like, I don't know.
Have you won diapers?
No, but there's a lot of baby products.
Okay.
So if I win kids stuff for kids, I'll just give them to my friends.
What's the coolest thing that you won?
I've never won a huge thing yet, but I've won some nice things like $300 Visa card or like a $500 jewelry gift.
I'm gonna start doing this.
Yeah, but then like fun little things, like a T-shirt or jewelry. I'm trying to think if there's anything crazy. Sometimes I just like laugh at the things because a lot of it's like new products coming out, and so like it's like, I didn't win this, but like win this thing that you put in your toilet for when your kids poop, or like just weird stuff.
Yeah, really weird things that like they couldn't figure out how to sell it. Yeah, so like let's just do a contest.
What is this?
Yeah.
So
there was a weird like, I think it was a Japanese reality show where they had a guy, they put him in a room and he could only live off of what he won.
Heard that.
Yeah, that would be maybe up your alley.
It might be. It'd be a little weird, but cool.
Put you in there with your computer and just let you go.
Well, it's always been like a little hobby, and I, when I moved to LA, I didn't have a lot of friends here yet, and so I had a lot of free time, and I was doing it a lot, and I was like averaging like winning about $1,500 worth of stuff a month, and like tracking it. And,
holy crap!
I'm such a geek. Like
that's like a real job.
Yeah, well, and I've always been curious, so I have this project that I've started twice and just got so busy with the show, but I want to do like a blog and just what happens if just every day for a year I enter and just see if it could become enough to be like a part-time job, or see what I win.
That would be great.
Or what adventures it takes me on, you know? I also just love the underground world of the people. Like, it's just this really supportive community, but people who are like hardcore. I just have a thing for interacting with people online, clearly, with strangers. I don't know what that is about me, but...
No, I think a lot of people do, whether it's like video games or they're like, I mean, I've always enjoyed talking to people online too, because you like, there is that barrier there. So on the one hand, you feel closer to them and you can say things, but on the other hand, you aren't. Like, you can always click it off.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think that's a nice thing about that.
Yeah, and then there's also just people are generally, I know there's like people who are mean and like trolls, but there's also a lot of really nice people who, you know, are just like, and especially when it comes to winning or contests or sweeps, it's like you're making people happy, you know? So it's like someone gets to give you a prize and you get to say thank you, or you get to give a prize, and you know, it's just kind of like this little burst of joy that I like. I don't know.
No, I like that too. I think that's great.
I'm a nerd. I love Ellen. I love when she calls people and she's like, hey, it's Ellen, and then you hear them losing their mind on the other, like, you know, because she gives stuff away to people. Like, I love it.
I love Ellen too. Like, I just love her energy, and like, I always like to watch her little remote pieces. Yes. And then how about, like, do you surf? I mean, you're here in LA.
I don't. I have done it once, and it was the best. And this says something about me, that when I did it, I did pretty well. I was working on a cruise ship for Second City at the time, and the group of us went out. And it's hard to just stand up. Like, we were in Hawaii, and it's hard to even just get on the board. But we took lessons one day, and I got on pretty quickly. I have fairly good balance. And the first wave I rode, like, I rode it all the way to the end. Like, I remember that moment. I was like, this is amazing. Like, I was like, I'm gonna do this every day, like, for the rest of my life. And then I've never done it since. I don't live over on the west side. And I get cold. It's cold water here.
I'm sorry, your comfort.
I know. It's so silly, but I've always been.
No, I get cold very easily as well. I'm the person who like literally in my backpack right now, I have an extra like cold weather set of clothes.
I do that all the time.
Especially if you go to a theater, it gets freezing in theaters.
Yeah.
That's to make people laugh, right?
Yes. I mean, it kind of makes you more alert and not so tired. I always have a sweatshirt in my trunk of my car just in case.
That's good.
Because I'll drive to the west side and then there's a temperature drop. In LA, it's like more drastic than Chicago.
Oh, because of the
at night,
water.
Sometimes, Okay. But I always have a sweater with me, always. And sometimes it's like, should I bring this? And people are like, yes, bring it. Just bring it.
Because otherwise you will complain.
Otherwise you will be complaining. Exactly.
Yes, I'm just like that. Well, I mean, sure, you did the cruise ship thing, so you've been around too.
Yeah, not there though.
Where did you go?
I've been to Japan. That was not on a cruise ship, but I've been to Japan and Singapore.
I want to go to Singapore. Oh, I never made it down there. I want to. Oh my gosh. And I just want to eat noodles every day and drink Singapore Sling. No, I've never. Have you had a Singapore Sling? I don't think I have.
I don't think I had that.
Was that like popular in the 50s? I think it's one of those old school cocktails.
I think so.
That like, it was like cool when they were like inventing cocktails.
Right.
And now it's kind of like, no
whatever.
thanks.
Yeah, no, I've never had that. Singapore was great. It was beautiful. And like just, that was a long time ago. I did that with Comedy Sports.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, a long time ago. And then on the cruises, it was really cool. I did a Mediterranean cruise, so I got to go like everywhere that I could never afford to as an actor who's
well, that's the best way to go,
like,
you know?
So yeah, like Rome, Greece, and just like kind of everywhere, and then the Caribbean, and then I did a Hawaii one, which was
I
had never been to any of those places, so it was
that sounds so awesome.
It was cool.
What's your favorite food?
Oh God! But you know what? You do want in the kitchen right now. I have like just a store-bought chocolate cake. I'm a real sucker for like really bad baked goods. Like I love really good ones, but there's this thing called Manager Special that you can get at Ralph's.
Is that like the half price off thing?
And it doesn't matter with that stuff because it's not the freshest anyway.
Yeah.
So dorky. But I like literally, you came over and my friend Deanna was over this morning. And I'm just like, I've got this half-eaten cake out on the counter that shows like my life. I'm like, ooh, half-off cake. cake. I'm gonna eat this whole week. That I'm addicted to Coca-Cola. I have a big thing.
It's better than cocaine.
It's really good.
Yeah.
I love it. So like that sounds so sophisticated. I'm like chocolate cake and Coke.
No, we all have our vices.
Yeah.
We do. And if you enjoy it, live your life with joy.
Exactly.